3,000 kilometers into this journey, all the way from Bengaluru, and that morning, now with me, Siliguri Nalli. Ahead of us lay Ayodhya as our destination, 780 kilometers away, through West Bengal, Bihar, and Uttar Pradesh, all in one day. Google Maps showed 17 hours. We came down at 7:30 in the morning to load the luggage. The plan was simple: reach Ayodhya before night. But journeys like these rarely respect plans. Deepak's rear tire was flat, a puncture, before the ride had even begun. The nearest puncture shop was a kilometer away. So, no worries. I strapped the luggage down, connected the tire inflator. Meanwhile, Deepak tied his bags. Within minutes, we were rolling. By the time puncture was fixed, ETA ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಿತ್ತು ಅಯೋಧ್ಯೆಗೆ. It was 11:30 p.m. It was only 8:30 in the morning and the day had already begun asking questions. We finally rolled out of Siliguri at 9:45 a.m. Google Maps now said 12:30 a.m. as the new ETA. The 4-lane highway appeared briefly. Then Maps pushed us into a narrow single-lane road. Beside us stretched a quiet tea garden, a green rose disappearing into the distance. The world looked calm, but the day had already turned into a battle against time. Soon after, we crossed into Bihar and the road changed instantly. Smooth tarmac gave way to drilled concrete, the kind meant to prevent skidding. The bikes shook violently. Then my dashboard lit up red. Rear tire puncture. With luck by our side, finally we found another puncture shop. It was 11 a.m. Our ETA now showed 2 a.m. For a moment, I closed my eyes and said a silent prayer. Then I reminded myself why we were here. Bihar demanded complete attention. Traffic appeared from nowhere. Vehicles cut across without warning. Heavy trucks filled every lane. We passed through Forbesganj, Narpatganj, all of it running dangerously close to the Nepal border. By 2 p.m., we reached Darbhanga. 340 kilometers done, 440 still to go. Lunch was quick, the saddle called again, and by 3:30 in the afternoon, the sun had already begun dropping. Every senior rider we spoke to had warned us, cross Bihar before it's dark. So we pushed. By 5 p.m., the numbers looked brutal. 320 kilometers left, 6 hours of riding still remained. Smoke from burning fields swallowed the road ahead. Visibility dropped, cruising speeds became a gamble. Then the road stopped, a wall of trucks stretched ahead. Hundreds of lorries, engines idling, no movement, a single lane which stood ahead. There was no shortcut, no clever way around it. Cross-country riding teaches you one thing quickly: patience is often your strongest weapon. Eventually, the traffic moved. Fog followed soon after. We stopped for fuel. 230 kilometers left, ETA now at 11:15 p.m. Despite everything, we were still in the fight. Soon, we crossed into Uttar Pradesh. The cold hit instantly. We stopped briefly, closed our riding gear vents, stretched our legs, and then began riding. The ETA now 10:15 p.m. Near Kushinagar, a dedicated 4-lane highway appeared. For the first time that day, the ride felt smooth. The motorcycles finally breathed. We increased pace rapidly. At one point, a bus rolled beside us. Its name caught my eye: Deepak Raj. And the rider riding with me was also Deepak Raj. After a day like this, even that coincidence felt special. It was 8:45 p.m. The road opened up. We rode steady. Then it appeared, a board glowing under the night lights: "Welcome to Ayodhya." After punctures, delays, smoke, traffic, cold, and doubt, we had finally made it. For most of my 39 years, I had been a devotee of Bhagwan Shri Ram. But reaching Ayodhya that night taught me something deeper. Sacred destinations are rarely easy to reach. Life tests your patience, your discipline, your belief. And only when you endure the journey does the destination begin to feel divine. We rode into the city slowly, lights everywhere, devotees everywhere. We reached the hotel and switched the engine off. 780 kilometers behind us, one of the hardest riding days of our lives. And tomorrow, we would stand at Sri Rama Janmabhoomi, then ride to Prayagraj and finally Kashi. The journey had only begun to reveal its purpose. Stay tuned for the next episode.